Birthday book hauls are always a lot of fun, unless you're trying to keep one of these videos under 20 minutes. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul, this time for August of 2024, which happened to be my 46th birthday month. And so a lot of new things came piling in, and I'm very, very thankful to you. And I want to say thank you in the best way that I know how, by showing you everything that I did receive for the month. But as always, guys, let's begin with those books that you know count. These are digital purchases on your favorite e-reading device. I still use my Kindle Oasis because it is the best. At least, I mean, I don't know that. It's the best that I've used, and I've only used Kindle, so Kobo people are going to be after me now. So those digital purchases, beginning with The Hollow Places and Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This is an author that I feel like every one of my Stephen King videos, I get a recommendation for her, because I always say I want to try more modern horror that isn't Stephen King, and that's a name that seems to come up a lot. And with spooky season right around the corner, I said, it might be go ahead and give one of these a try. Who knows? Maybe it might make the final cut down list for my spooky season reading plans. Demon Copperhead. This is by Barbara Kingsolver. So I got Kingfisher and Kingsolver, and what a coincidence. This is one just a lot of my patrons have been carrying on about how great this book is. I had never even heard of it. I read the synopsis. I'm like, that's an interesting thing there, but I don't know where I'm going to fall on it. But too many of the like-minded individuals on the server have been telling me about this one. So I said, hey, why don't I go ahead and give it a try? And lastly, Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. This is one that was recommended to me by Spencer over at the Fantasy Files podcast. He was really high on it. They were having their 10,000 subscribers live stream. He recommended it to me on there, and I went ahead and added it while I was on the stream with him. I thought that was a lot of fun. But so if it's not good, I blame you, Spencer. But yeah, cool. Anytime I can add more horror to my reading plans, it is an exciting time. Got a physical purchase for you guys this month. Now look, first I returned my copy of The Mercy of Gods because I got it gifted on my birthday, and it's personalized, which I'll show you here in a minute. So I made sure that that was the one that I kept, and I returned my, just plain old damaged one I got from Amazon. If you order a lot of books from Amazon, you know what I mean. I never get a book from them in pristine condition. I did order some special editions. They just didn't show up yet, so I'll put those in the September haul. But I did actually correct my error from last month, and I got the correct version of Armor of Light. See, so this one, guys, it actually fits. So the good thing is, on the website for Blackwell's UK, if you go in there and you look at that, it'll actually give you the measurements. So make sure you look first, because I didn't, and I got the wrong edition. But Blackwell's is amazing because they do free shipping to the States, and they have a lot of these. I bought my my Shogun off of there too, Shogun series that does the matching spine. So Blackwell's UK, great site. And as far as that, Ken Follett, I'm going to be revisiting him before the end of the year. It's going to be very exciting when I get to some more Ken Follett, because I think the guy is just a masterful writer. I got a lot of books to talk about from some authors here, so let's go ahead and do that one next. Like I always tell you guys, if you don't know these authors, that's okay. There's going to be a link down below for you to check out their material, so I want to make sure that I give them a proper shout out and a proper thank you for sending these over. Now, I do know this first author. This is by A.R. Witham. It's a follow-up to The Legend of Blackjack. This is The Crimes of Rooker Flynn. He was very sweet. He actually sent one to my wife and my oldest son as well. So thank you so much, AR. I know that you're going to have great success with this follow-up. This is The Guardians by Judy Cormier. Wrote me a really nice letter there. You are correct. The Stand is the best Stephen King novel. So thank you so much for sending that over. Practical Computing for Everyone by Thomas C. Nelson. He actually, in the letter, said, I know this isn't the kind of material that you usually cover on the thing, but maybe you could use it in your real life. Yeah, when the channel got hacked, maybe I said I should be smarter with be more practical with my computer use. That would be very smart. This is The Starflower by K.A. Kinney. Very cool. And I Abandoned This Life by Joshua Chris. Now, Joshua, I have to give a special shout out, because Joshua also, I gotta know, do you work for the Kicking Horse Coffee Company? Because he sent me 5 bags of coffee by them, and they're gonna. It's been hard for me not to tear into these right away. This is Kick Ass is the flavor. What that means? 3 Sisters. Got a few more down here. You can never go wrong with coffee. It's always the gift that keeps on giving. Smart Ass. So I guess they all got horse themes. Hola. And horsepower. That's the strong stuff right there. So yeah, thank you so much. This is going to get used immediately. So was it Death Proof Coffee? I can't remember what it was that Doug got me last month, but I'm burning through that really quick, so I'll have room for these here very soon. But thanks a ton for sending this. Last one, guys, is a Kickstarter. It's kind of heavy. This is actually, I did an unboxing for it over on Instagram. His Kickstarter got going about a year ago. This is the Fate of Wizardom series by Jeffrey L. Kohanek. I think Kohanek. I think that's how you say it. Amazing, amazing edition, guys. I showed it on Instagram. I'm going to show you here. These are beautiful. Wow, right? Yeah, this is just crazy, crazy cool. I want to thank him so much for sending these to me. The really cool thing about this is if you missed it, I'm going to drop a link down below to the Kickstarter because he's doing one for his sequel to the series. He's doing a Kickstarter collection for that as well, and you can still get these. You can still get these if you missed this one. And guys, I'll tell you, I haven't read the books, obviously, so I don't know about that part, but as far as the collection goes, these are some of those. It makes me think of the Threadlight ones that Zach Argyle did. They are very much in the same quality that was in this amazing slip sleeve, too. And it came with a really awesome bookmark. Where is that bookmark? Because it was like I think it was like a house. I can't find it now. It's in here somewhere. But yeah, the bookmark's excellent as well. But what an awesome collection. So check out his Kickstarter if you haven't, because I don't see how anybody wouldn't like that collection if you just like beautiful books. And hey, if the words inside are good, it's just a bonus, right? Moving along to some things from some publishers here. And I always like to say, if we spoke and I just don't remember that we spoke, I apologize. If it comes without a note, I usually just assume it is from the publisher. This is, I got from last month, I got from this publisher, the Beyond and Within series. I got the folk horror. Well, this is the follow-up, Solar Punk, and Discontinue If Death Ensues. These are really, really clever and handsome little additions here. Thank you for that. I mean, that's just beautiful, right? All three of those are going to look gorgeous on my shelf. This is The Editors by Stephen Harrison. Okay. This is Ultra 85 by someone called Logic. Apparently, Logic is like a Grammy Award winner. Just showing my age here, I have no idea who that is, if it's actually like a recording artist. It says a platinum-selling record recording artist, an author, an actor, a streamer, and a film producer, in addition to writing new books. So, hey, I don't know the name Logic, but if you guys do, and I sound really, really stupid and old, it's because I am. Counted with the Dead. This is by Peter O'Keefe. This is Becoming Fearless by Dr. Benjamin Ritter. Fear is the mind killer, am I right, Doc? This is a couple of Ed McDonald books. This is his new series of his called The Red Winter Chronicles. I'm not familiar with it. This is Daughter of Red Winter and Schrader of Red Winter. I have his Ravens something. I forget what it's called. Something trilogy. That's an author I've never really gotten to. So maybe I should make it a point to do that since Tor is actually sending me some of those now. A very, very popular book that came out recently. This is by R.R. Beardy. This is the follow-up. God, what's it called? The first binding. This is The Doors of Midnight, the sequel. And is that a beautiful cover or not? Just like the last one was. This series has gotten a lot of mixed reactions. Some people say it's too much like Name of the Wind, and some people say, hey, well, maybe he can finish that series that Patrick Rothfuss never finished with his own story. I don't know how much it's like that or not, but I've heard really, really good things about the book in the end, and the covers are just absolutely stunning. So thank you to the publisher very much for sending that over to me. Let's talk about some of these broken binding books I did get because, wow, right? I did an actual single video for this, but I'll go ahead and show them here. They did send me the First Law sequels. That's just like the coolest birthday present I could have got ever. I think that at this point, Matt's almost tired of hearing me say thank you for these because I was just completely floored when I opened them. I record everything that I unbox for Instagram, but I leave my microphone on because I usually put music over those. But I leave my microphone on unless it's something I really want to react to. And so my reaction to that was completely genuine. I did not know this was coming. I thought that these were not available anymore. So the fact that Matt actually sent those to me was just really, really special. And I did get a couple of the subscription ones for this month. The sci-fi subscription one was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And again, if you want to see more on these books, I do full unboxings for them over on Instagram where I show them off a lot more. But yeah, in the end, has there ever been an ugly edition of the anything from the Broken Binding? I don't think so. I've heard a lot of people whine about this series, but I think they're stunning. I think the Greenbone books that Final Lee did are just amazing. I mean, look at the, if you know this scene from the book, that is an amazing cover. I offer you a clean blade if you do not like the artwork that's being done in these series. I think it's just incredible. Incredible stuff, guys. It really, really is. This one I actually got from Folio Society. That's outstanding because I actually plan to read that next month. This, of course, is A Canticle for Leibowitz. And guys, you know anything about Folio Society? They're incredible, incredible. To me, a lot of the stuff is, I've gotten several of their collections. I still am trying to put together those Song of Ice and Fire ones, but they're just so expensive, but they're worth it. They're absolutely amazing. But yeah, this is an absolutely stunning edition. Going to be starting this book here very, very soon. But everything I've heard about it is just, I mean, anytime I talk about popular sci-fi or post-apocalyptic fiction that I love, this one always comes up. So this feels like this is one that's been a long time coming, and getting to read out of such a beautiful, beautiful edition is just a blessing. And I can't thank Folio Society enough for sending this over. And I do got a mystery box. You know, I like to save these for you guys. So this might actually be just directly from the author. It might be from the publisher. I don't know. That's where I'm going to put it on this video. But I like to show you guys the mystery boxes first and hope it's nothing bad. Cursed Dragon Ship Publishing. We'll open that here in a second. Okay, we got the publisher letter. Let's see here. We got Murder of the Interstellar Express by Gregory D. Little. That looks like those Bane covers. I think it's got a really cool bookmark in here. There we go. You can never have enough bookmarks, guys, even if it's just like a business card. It's got a patch. It has some stickers, and that's really cool. It looks like a journal or a planner of some sort. Yeah, like a black scorpion on it. Looks like Sting. You guys know Sting, the wrestler? That's what it looks like. This might be my new notepad for work. But thank you to Cursed Dragon Ship for sending that over. Very, very thoughtful of you. Let's close this down by looking at some things from some viewers. Firstly, I did have someone say, you talk about how much you love First Law, but you've never read The Great Change and Other Lies, have you? And I was like, I haven't. I was waiting to see if I get my hands on a physical edition, but apparently it isn't going to happen. Well, Ryan went ahead and sent me the digital version directly to my Kindle. So thank you, Ryan. I feel like anything Joe Abercrombie I haven't read at this point, it just feels wild not to have done it. So I might do that over our little road trip that we're taking right now. That should be some fun. I also got a manga collection of H.P. Lovecraft's The Mountains of Madness, and it came without a name. The thing was, is like Ryan actually like dropped in my message and say, hey, I sent something to you, and I wasn't sure if you got it yet, but I don't know if this was it or if he was talking about the Joe Abercrombie one. So I don't know who this was from. If it was from you, Ryan, thank you so much. No matter who it was from, thank you so much. This is one of my favorite H.P. Lovecraft stories, and get to experience that in a new, stunningly beautiful artworked manga. Should be a ton of fun. That's one I feel like my kid already has designs on, because he tried to read some Lovecraft and he's like, man, this is too out there for me. But he loves the idea. He loves the idea of Lovecraft. These are from Tara. This is Maggie's Grave and The Har by David Sodergren. She was suggesting that they might be good spooky season reads. So I'm always on the lookout for new horror books. So thank you so much, Tara. Next up, we have Fabled Lands and Dragon's Hide. These both came from author Dustin Porta. Now, Dragon's Hide is Dustin's book, but the Fabled Lands is one he just said he thought that I would be interested in. So thank you so much, Dustin. Very, very cool. Love me some good old classic fantasy covers. Caitlin actually sent this for my birthday. I am trying to get all those John Lang, Michael Crichton books, and she sent me Drug of Choice. Caitlin, one of my longest running patrons that I have on the channel. I value you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I think I've only got a couple more Michael Crichton books to get of those John Lang collection, and I'll be done. I talked about getting The Mercy of Gods. This is from my only in real life friend who reads the same things as me, Armin. I introduced him to Joe Abercrombie. He introduced me to Brandon Sanderson. This was many, many moons ago. And it's very, very hard to find people who read the same things as you when you read SFF. It really, really is. But Armin and I both do that. And he introduced me to The Expanse as well. And so when he went to their signing recently, Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank, he did get this for me while he was there. So thank you, Armin. You continue to be the best. We just did a NFL preview over Mike's Media Reviews. And it's good because Armin and I used to talk about, we used to do a Houston sports podcast years ago. So it was kind of a throwback. It was a lot of fun. Talk about some of the things that I got from my family for my birthday. I showed my kids E.T. recently. E.T. is one of my favorite movies ever. It's the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater. It still makes me cry like a baby at the end. And so my youngest got me this visual, what do you call it? Visual companion? Visual history on E.T. where it just goes through everything that kind of went into making the movie. Really, really cool if you're one of those people like me who'd love to know how they did everything in the movies before they just plugged in a computer and did everything there. When they actually had to do everything practical, it's really, really cool to see how a movie that looks as impressive as it does still today was made, in the early 1980s. So amazing book if you haven't, or I'm sorry, amazing movie if you haven't. If you're some weirdo who hasn't seen it yet and you have kids, please show it to your kids because it's a classic movie that will span generations, in my opinion. My wife got me a couple T-shirts here. I wore it actually for the last book haul. This is for the Zelda. Look, Zelda is like a holiday in this house. All four of us love Legend of Zelda, so whenever new Zelda games comes out, basically everything stops. But the thing that kind of always comes up is, my kid, he's really, really good at it, my oldest, but every once in a while he'll get stuck, and he'll have to ask me, and I'll make him say the words. What are the words? Say the words. And I'll be like, please help me, Zelda Master. So getting it personalized was a nice touch as well. So that's a lot of fun. And my wife also got me this House of the Dragon shirt because she and I have been doing House of the Dragon reviews over on Mike's Media Reviews, and it was a lot of fun. But new T-shirts, and you guys hear me say every single one of these book hauls that digital reading counts. So my wife does agree because she personalized a mug for me that says digital counts because yes, it does. Next to some big ones here. This is from Dustin, one of my patrons. When he actually told me he was sending me this, I was like, are you high? But thank you so much. This is called a Sunt Up edition they're doing for Robert McCammon's books. They're doing one I think they did one for Swan Song and it sold out in like an hour. Same thing happened with Boy's Life, but Dustin did get me one, and it's as pretty as you could imagine it could be. And guys, if you haven't read Boy's Life, do so immediately. It's one of the best coming-of-age books ever written, and it's an all-timer. Robert McCammon is an incredible author, and this is a version of the book that I will cherish forever because there's only like 600 of them I made, I think. Yeah, it's a very, very limited edition. It's gorgeous, and I'm overwhelmed that Dustin would send me something this pretty and not keep it for himself. I hope he got two and he got himself one as well because this is truly magnificent, and I'm afraid really to hold it because I don't want to spoil it or, get my fingerprints all over it or anything like that. Doug sent me that special coffee last month, and he sent me another one. And I just talked about Zelda. Yes, I am a super fan. It is the greatest franchise in gaming, and Doug recognizes this, so he sent me a nice little treasure chest. Now, apparently, some of these make the do-do-do-do sound. This one does it. I don't know if... I thought maybe the battery was dead or something like that, but I took this thing apart to try to figure that out. There's nothing in here. But it doesn't change the fact that I got all these beautiful manga illustrated versions of very famous Zelda games. Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, Majora's Mask, several others are all in here in hardcover. It's beautiful. It's got a nice fold-out poster, which my oldest is claiming that he's going to steal. And I said, over my dead body, I won't even let him touch this because he just wants to open it all the time and make that noise. But, again, who doesn't? If you're a Zelda fan, I feel like that's just like a rite of passage at this point. This is magnificent. Thank you, Doug. I don't even know what to say. This is awesome. And the thing I've heard about the manga is Christopher Rocchio actually told me, it's like, the funny thing is those are way better than they had any right to be. Like, you would not expect, you thought it would just be kind of like PG'd up for kids, things like that. He's like, it's actually really good, just like the games are. So I think the underrated thing about Zelda games is people always talk about, the gameplay, the replayability, the exploration, but the storyline's actually good. The lore is really, really good, and I think that is going to kind of come through on the page here. Got a couple of letters and a poster. Got my letter for my card from Judy, my pen pal in California. Thank you so much. I appreciate the Starbucks. I did actually cash that in already. This was a nice letter from Cheryl. She actually is the one who sent me that Stephen King blanket that you can see in the background of all of our Mike's Media Reviews content. So thank you, Cheryl. It's a very, very nice letter. I'll keep the content between us because it's I feel like things like that should be personal, but I appreciate everything. I'm glad you have become a constant reader. And this is from someone who runs the Etsy store called The Old Library, or Shop the Old Library on Etsy. They make custom posters and things like that, and they sent me this really awesome Stephen King one. I hope I can get this framed and try to find room for it somewhere up on the walls. And I already got a Stephen King poster up there, but I feel like this one's just as awesome, and I would love to try to get it up there somewhere. So thank you so much. They actually shipped that all the way from Ireland. You guys are far, far too kind. So make sure you check out their Etsy store. I'm going to drop a link down below because they have several other things like that. I think I saw an Edgar Allan Poe on there as well. The last thing I got here, guys, is kind of a weird one. I don't really know how to talk to you about it because it's going to be very difficult to show. This is called a soul reader. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's okay. I did not either. It is basically, guys, it is an e-reader that you wear as glasses. So it's hands-free, sort of. Now, I feel like I should probably do some kind of full review or something like this to let you guys know how this works. But it's pretty much what you would expect. You put the eyeglasses on, and you can read the book. You almost can see that. Can you guys see that? I think you can see that. You probably just see yellow. Anyway, what's really rad about it is you would think, hey, I already wear glasses. This is going to be a problem. Not really. Not really. You can adjust everything inside. You can adjust the contrast. You can adjust how far it goes in and out so you don't have to pick your eyes off the screen or anything like that. But it's actually quite easy to read on. And it has its own, like, store and things like that, where that's the problem I feel like a lot of people are going to have with this, is they're going to say, well, you know, I already got all these books on that or not. You can sideload on this. That's a really cool thing about it. It has an app and everything. But I was saying where it's almost hands-free is you do still have to use this little clicker to turn the pages. But I was actually quite impressed with how easy it was to adjust everything exactly the way that you want it, and to add a new book on it. They sent me a book credit with it as well, which I used on Hyperion because that's one of the greatest books ever. And the people who sent it to me said they loved my review of Hyperion. That's how they actually discovered me. So I said, that's a good one to put on here. But yeah, really, really awesome. Like I said, I feel like I could probably spend an entire video talking about this instead of just doing it at the end of a book haul. But yeah, it's one of those things where you feel like this is the next stage. If we're not going to have color e-readers, I feel like this is the next stage where you're going to get hands-free. It's a really neat idea, really ambitious. So I'm going to drop a link to their store below if you guys want to check this out yourself. It's a really, really neat idea. But yeah, there's really not much I could show you on here without you putting it on your eyes and seeing exactly what it can do and how high of quality it actually is. That's the thing. I thought, oh, it's going to be like hard to see. I have terrible eyes, guys, terrible, and I was able to see with this just fine. It's really quite clear. And it was quite easy, and I didn't have a headache or anything like that after I read on it. It's got so many settings that you can adjust to make everything just crystal clear the way that you want it. And yeah, it's very, very cool. So I want to thank them for sending that to me and let me try that out here for a little while, because that is a really neat idea. And I feel like we are living in the future, guys. This is it. We are living in the future now. That's everything I got for the month of August. A very, very, very busy month here, and I'm so thankful for all you guys. Everything you want to send to me is just amazing. All you authors out there who keep hustling, keep doing it, man. Chase your dreams. Go big or go home. That's what I always say. So thank you guys for everything. Drop in the comments. Let me know anything that you guys got this month. I'd love to hear about them, and I will talk to you there.